Travis Gibson. We wanted to come on right after the show so that we could give some information about what's coming up next. And I wouldn't be able to do it without the brains behind the idea. So Graham, quickly, can you tell us what Stop the Music is all about? Because you're the one who brought it to my attention and included me in on this particular project and what it means to 94.5 and the radio station and all together.
Well, about when we first started the radio station in 2010, it was really important for me to be able to do something community-based. I believe that we didn't have a voice, in our community. So one of the things I wanted to do, the entertainment and the music and things of that nature, but I really wanted to focus on for community issues. And we started the show with Commissioner Gibson. I reached out to him for if we only knew what we could do, and made it a platform. So when social injustice and just every day, it's a weekly conversation to have meetings, we could do that. And it's continued on through his son now, and I think it's a great thing. But when all this stuff happened, we needed to have a more in-depth conversation. We needed to have a more in-depth direction. We needed to have some stuff that to make it possible, and we needed more than an hour to do it. And we needed prime time. We needed people opinions and people that was going on. So with the help of my staff, we all got together, and what can we do? Man, hey, we're gonna stop the music. We're gonna realize that what's going on, and we're gonna do something about it. And that's when you guys are the liaison for that, man. Y'all are the community leaders there, and I wanted to reach out to y'all, you and Travis and other community leaders, and be able to put this thing together and make it work. So it's kind of an extension of the idea that we had when we first initiated the station, and just another arm to keep it going.
Yeah, I when you asked me to be a part of it, man, I was honored, and it was it was just a matter of what I knew what you wanted us to talk about. It was a matter of whether we were going to get buy-in from our public officials, community leaders, city and county staff members who are responsible for law enforcement or whatever. And we've gotten significant buy-in, and they're going to be on the show from 2 to 6 p.m. We're going to have everybody from local pastors and preachers that will be talking about what can be done in the Black community to improve our circumstances. There's going to be elected officials coming on talking about their role in instituting change and policy. There's also going to be local activists who have been activated in this season to make a change in our community. Some young people who are doing some really transformative things in our community, some things that hadn't been done in years. They're going to be on the show. And also, we're going to have the principal leaders in law enforcement in our community, which is Sheriff Parnell McNamara, Chief Holt, the district attorney, and also the mayor, Kyle Deaver. So we've gotten everybody to be a part of this, and we need participation from our community. We need questions that you want answered. We had a very interesting question that happened at the end of the show today related to minorities being promoted and hired. And we need to expound and find out what is specifically being done in Waco, what policies are being implemented in Waco PD to hire minority officers. That's just one example of the conversation. We can drill down in that 4-hour time span and answer those questions in great detail.
One of the things that we want to be able to do too, we want you guys to be able to interact. We want to be able to see questions from y'all. We want to be able to post, because at the end of the day, we can say all we want to say, but y'all are the voice and the people of the community. So we want to hear interaction from y'all. One of the biggest things that I want to reach out to the leaders, and one of the reasons why I wanted to have the DA on and the sheriff, county sheriff on, and the police on, those are the ones that makes the decision. I mean, you get pulled over for something, or you commit a crime. There's a process that it has to go through. First, you're going to interact with the police or the sheriff department. Then it goes to the DA's office, and that's where the decisions are made on everything. And if you look, a lot of these times when we have these killings of these unarmed Black men, and the DA always decide, well, we don't see charges or this, and this. So I want these people on the show to be able to say, ask the tough questions. Hey, man, how do we prevent this from happening in our own community? How do we know that the officers are being trained properly? How do we know that, it ain't gonna just fly by now? I mean, folk ain't taking it no more. I mean, I don't agree with what's going on with some of the violent protests, but I understand. I mean, I understand. I mean, the folk always, when Colin Kaepernick was taking the knee, everybody had a problem with it. And then now they want to say, well, why don't y'all peacefully protest? Well, we tried. You had a problem with that too.
So, absolutely. I think oftentimes, Graham, is that there is no proper way to stand up and speak up for the rights of Black and brown people in this country. Anything that you do would be either dismissed or considered inappropriate. So I don't listen to naysayers when it comes to speaking up for our people and my community. We have to do it in a fashion that they will hear and understand us. And like you said, not to reiterate it, the peaceful option was very ineffective, and that was not heard at all.
No, we lost our jobs and we were called sons of bitches.
However, you can say what you want to about the rioters and the civil unrest or whatever, but there is dialogue happening that had not happened before. Right. Is that because of the rioting or the destruction in cities all over America? I don't know, but it is quite a coincidence. I will say that.
Yeah, like I said, I don't agree with the violence part of it, but I definitely, something needs to be done. My daughter, she just graduated from high school last Saturday. Guess what she was doing yesterday? She's out protesting. I mean, she was, and you see the younger generation, and that's where it needs to start. These are the kids, the younger generation are getting the vote, and we need them to step up as leaders too and let them know, because when you see a young demographic like that, that's going out and say, you know what, we don't like this, and they the next voters, and then you got us, change got to come, and it's got to come, and it starts at the poll, and everybody, well, we tired of voting, we voted. It don't matter. Texas is a Republican state, so my vote really don't count because it's gonna be Republican. You keep thinking that, and you stay at home, and you're gonna see what happens.
That's a defeatist attitude.
Right.
I think it's incumbent that we get in every process in leadership that we need to take part in. Every decision-making process. Voting is the beginning. Activism is the beginning. But we also need to go downtown and make our voices heard through policies and guidelines and implementation and all those different aspects of changing the culture of our cities, because it all starts on the local level.
Right.
We are often distracted by national elections and senatorial elections and things of that nature. But everything is changed right here on the ground. It's not changed. It's not, if you're waiting for Donald Trump to change your life, it's not going to happen. What's going to happen is when your mayors and your city council members and the local nonprofit,
your governor,
your governor, and all those people, and you affect change at that level. That's what's going to affect your life. And we have to get people activated, man. I'm excited about Tuesday, man. I'm looking forward to taking part in it, and I can't wait, man. And like I say, I think it was a transformative idea. It showed quite a vision on your part, and I just want to again thank you for bringing it to our community.
I just thank y'all for being a part of it, man. Because we could come up with all the ideas, but we don't have the people to push the ideas forward, man. And I just thank God for the staff that we have. I may look like the brainchild and all that, but one thing, part of being a great leader is being a great delegator. I got some good people that work, and I listen to them, and I take their advice. If they come up with something, hey, we need to do this, we're gonna do it. And that's what it's. It's a team effort over there. So definitely thank Travis, thank you, thank Commissioner Gibson. To me, he's a living legend, and all the things that he's done. I mean, yeah, I done seen some stuff that he done done that I can't even repeat on his live, but it made a good positive change for us. And he He was a sacrificial lamb. He put his neck out there on the line. You know, no pun intended. But he put his neck out there on the line for a lot of things that happen and people don't even know. I'll just share this with y'all. The very first family fun day that we had, we needed some particular permits to have it. And the city kind of, you know, gave me some rhetoric. Oh yeah, you good. And then 4 days before the first family fun day, they came to me and they said, oh, for your permits for this, you need to have this. You need to have this, and this. And I said, wait a minute, y'all ain't said that the whole time. Well, you didn't ask. And I'm like, what do you mean I didn't ask? So they wanted me to get the county judge, the city attorney, the chief of police of Waco, and the sheriff of Waco. They all had to sign off on this particular permit. Now, it's 4 days, and they say it's a 2-week process because it has to go to each desk. So here we are on the very first family fun day, and I'm like, wait a minute, we finna have to cancel this thing. I picked up the phone, I called Commissioner Gibson, and he said, young brother, where you at? And I said, I'm at my office. He said, be in my office in 5 minutes. Man, I went to the man's office. He said, where your car at? I said, it's out. And he said, let's go. We walked to every one of these people's offices. He got them to sign that document that day. And we had the very first family fun day.
That's amazing. And that kind of influence in our community is well needed. And like I said, he was a lion of a leader. And and we need to develop people in our community to have that same influence, not only in our community, but to get things done for our community with people outside our community. And so that's really an amazing story, and I know you never forget that.
No, I don't never forget that. That's one of many, y'all. I ain't gonna tell y'all what happened in some of the meetings.
Yeah.
But man, I appreciate y'all, man, and we looking forward to Tuesday. We ask everybody to tune in. It'll be on 94.5. You can stream syntexbeat.com and also be on Facebook Live on this particular form right here as well. So we looking forward to it. And y'all, we just got to get ready for change. And you got to understand, change is uncomfortable for a lot of people. We're used to the normal. So I just want to tell everybody, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because we got to make some changes.
Yeah, I just want everybody to tune in. Make sure you submit your questions. If you are not able to view it live, I know 2 to 6 can be, work hours for somebody, but you can always come back and view it later and see your question answered, man. Much love. And how do you end the Grand Man show with what's the sign out, man?
Tough times don't last forever. Tough people always do. You believe you can achieve. I'm living proof, and make sure God, the men upstairs, get the glory in all that you do. Whatever decisions you decide to make in your life, never think small, think big. B-I-G, believe in God, because he definitely believes in you. Appreciate you, Rocky, man.
Thank you.